Hey everybody, welcome to today's Normal Show. I'm your host, Brian McLemara. And as always, with me is my co-host, Tom Bendien. Hey Tom.
G'day Brian, how are you, mate?
I'm doing fantastic. You know, Tom, it's going to be a fantastic week. We've got a great guest. He's a video producer out of the Washington, D.C. area. But before we introduce him, let's go ahead and go to our sponsors. WatchGuard, security in the data center and at the edge. 6TERRA, highly connected, hybrid-ready data centers. And Kingston. Kingston is with you. So, Tom, who's our guest today?
Yeah, I just want to welcome Kurt Schneid, our special video producer.
Hey, Kurt, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Thanks, fellas. Thank you for having me. It's great to be here with you guys. I love this show, and the format looks fantastic.
Yep. No, thanks, Kurt, and we appreciate you coming on the show and sharing your wisdom and experience. I think what we're really wanting to hear and what our audience is wanting to hear about is how things have changed for you being a video producer. You could take us through how things have changed from pre-COVID to today's normal. What's today's normal for you today?
Thanks, Tom. Like all businesses, we had to shift the way that we did our productions. Our whole production process, we moved online, and we were able to collaborate with our team virtually rather than in the office. It also allowed us to bring in our client into that virtual setting. So now the client has a clearer picture of where we are in the video production process. They can be more responsive, and it makes the whole thing more effective. It's actually really helped us in our business greatly.
Yeah, it's actually amazing to think that, you know, from the new normal we had last year to today's normal, how really it sounds to me like you've really embraced the change and you've really adapted what you're doing and how you're doing it, and getting a pretty good result, actually.
You know, it was surprising. I thought that things were going to change for the worse, and they really didn't. It forced us to grow and think differently. I think the whole country is now forced to grow and think differently. Companies that were holding off and holding back on making the digital transformation, they're not afforded that time anymore. It's sink or swim now. You really have to go to a digital presence and digital execution and open yourselves up to a much larger market. We're doing businesses in places we didn't have reach and influence before, and it's been really good for our business.
That's awesome. Let me ask you, what kind of challenges have you had, Kurt?
You know, some of the biggest challenges we've had is adopting a new process and execution of our workflow. It's forced us to change our IT infrastructure to transform support into a 100% remote workforce, you know, and then, you know, that stemmed out of a need for reliable internet and sharing of files and the security of stuff that used to be all in the office where we work together. Now it needs to be accessible to the workforce where they are and still secure on a high-speed internet. It's really cool what we're doing now.
Yeah, Kurt, I think we're seeing that as well. Like, organizations have had to totally transform from, you know, office-based IT systems to cloud or hosted. But the good news is, again, that's today's normal, and today's normal has driven different kinds of solutions, different ways of doing things, but people are getting their job done. So that's really, at the end of the day, what's most important.
And on that note, we're going to have to go ahead and close the show out. I want to thank Kurt Schneid for being on the show. And as always, don't forget to hit subscribe. And until next time, I'm Brian McLemara, and this is today's Normal Show.